More like this, they always talk and say better products, no, they hard to sell. Mona watch this interview where Aisha Yesufu do this morning for Arise. Mona hear everything when she get to talk about the reason why she joined this our obedient movement and the challenges where they face so far for inside the obedient campaign, and how she talk one important thing and say Peter Obi, they always willing to listen and learn from people with their around them. And she too don't correct Peter Obi many times where it take correction from even herself. Watch the video, drop your comment on what you reason about this interview. Then see share, make other people see and make they comment their opinion too. When I watch the video.
The biggest job I do very well on the Peter Obi's campaign is the fact that I criticize him and I check what he does. And for example, he's at an event where he's speaking, I need to sit down and say what are the things, give him a review of his performance. What are the things he's doing well? What are the things he's not doing very well? What are the things he needs to improve upon? And I'm sure Nigerians have noticed in the last few months, he has really come up and, you know, he's always learning and ready to learn and always willing to be criticized. So for me, that's the reason why we work so well together and we're still working together.
So with hindsight, I mean, can it be argued that your activism career, if you like, was only ever a means to this end in politics, and that your interest always inclined towards what you're doing now?
Well, I don't have a career in activism. I've never been paid a dime for activism. Even my own NGO, should I call it NGO now? My own listen, it's self-funded. I've used my money. I've never,
an activism
so,
calling.
I'm gonna go that way. So I've never called myself an activist, and I don't still see myself as an activist. So that career that people are talking about, I'm a trader, and I build houses and I sell houses.
Is that why you and Peter Obi got together?
Yes, I'm sure that's right. I
like that.
My husband used to hate it. Oh, I trade in a lot of things. I sell chicken feed. If you want a trailer load of chicken feed, I'll give you right now. If you want a house, I have a house right now.
I like that. Well, that's a different side of you.
Yeah, that's that a lot of people don't know. I have a 2-bedroom flat, 6 units, currently at Umbora. If you want, just give me the money. I'm selling it to you.
I like that. That's brilliant.
I do stuff. So I don't do. It's not a career for me. I am an active citizen. I am one who got tired of just sitting down and watching the country being run by all sorts of charlatans, and we get to a place where the country was going into a place where we couldn't even recognize our country anymore, and I decided to no longer be a passive citizen, to be an active citizen. Just for maybe anyone who doesn't know, on my 40th birthday, I realized that I also was a problem of Nigeria. My silence was a problem, and I decided I will no longer be silent, and I said if God gives me another 40 years, I will devote it to Nigeria, and currently we are on the 9th year.
Right, well, that's brilliant. But, I mean, you were telling us about your relationship with Peter Obi and what it's like, because, I mean, you guys spend a lot of time on the campaign trail. Do you sort of irritate each other from time to time?
Sometimes we do. Like, Aisha, you're always an activist, and I'm like, pew, this. But that's the way it should be. Right. I'm not there to do excellence, your excellency. I don't do excellency with. I see a lot of people call him excellency and all of that. Nah, I don't do excellency. You need to just get the job done, and that's what I'm doing. And the moment he gets into office, by the grace of God, I'm on the streets making demands on him every day. And if he doesn't give us the things that we need to do, we will be on the streets protesting to him.
Well, let's talk about that possibility of getting into office. I mean, do you believe that your appeal as a well-known person, well-known activist, political supporter will bring Peter Obi votes? Can you work your popularity magic on the Nigerian electorate?
Not to sound immodest, I hope so, and I believe so, and I do see a lot of people who say to me, Aisha, as long as you are in wherever you are, we'll go. And sometimes
you think that gives them confidence?
Yeah, it gives them a lot of confidence. Right. But sometimes it also puts a lot of pressure on me, on one, because they're like, okay, why are people thinking this way? But I think I do bring a lot of value into it. But beyond that, Peter will be such an easy sell, honestly. So it's not really about even bringing anybody. It's just about the fact that he is good, he is competent, he cares, he is passionate about Nigeria, he's patriotic, he wants to serve, and those are the qualities that we're looking for. So it makes it so much easy.
Right. You may believe that, but that doesn't resonate with a lot of Nigerians.
Yeah, so that's a lot of Nigeria, but there are a lot more Nigerians that resonate with. And in politics, of course, you never can win everyone. And I know Peter Obi always say that, everybody cannot like you. And and if everybody likes it, that's a problem. So, but the most important thing is that many more Nigerians believe he is the competent one, and I would say, in my own opinion, 80 to 90% of Nigerians believe that. Even
where
those,
do you get that
no,
figure
that's why I said in my own opinion. I
Right.
didn't say any, and I'll tell you why I say that, because you see a lot of them, even though they say they're going to vote for other candidates, but they will always say to you, oh, we know Peter Obi is the most competent. We know Peter Obi is a bet. They always have a bet. He should either wait his turn, or now he can't win, it's somebody else's turn, or it's one thing or the other. But they always say it. So when it comes to issue of competence, issue of character, capacity, there's no contest. Peter Obi has it. But it comes to, fear. And one of the things with Nigeria, like Stephen Biko did say, that the greatest weapon of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. A lot of Nigerians, their minds have been taken away, and so they're always afraid. And so they self-defeat themselves and think that they are not the ones in charge, when actually they are the ones in charge. And I'm so glad many more Nigerians are saying that, and many more Nigerians are ready to say, look, we're doing this, and we must ensure that power, true power, comes back to the people. Yeah,
but there seem to be a lot of questions raised that you're not engaging the North enough, especially the Talakawas, or ordinary people who are major determinants in any election. What's your response to that?
Let me switch. I was born and brought up in Kano. I was brought up amongst the Talakawas. I grew up in Kano. Now, recently we were in Kano, and we engaged with them, and they felt it. We've been in Katsina, we've been in Kaduna, we've been in Plateau, we've been in Mina, and people are feeling it. So I think this question would have been more in tune before we started our northern rallies. But the moment we started our northern rallies, you can actually see that that's not the way it is. But let me tell you something. Do you know the #1 campaign manager for Peter Obi? It's actually Muhammadu Buhari himself, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He has given Nigeria so much bad governance that people have gotten sense. So they know it is no longer about, who is he a northerner, or who is a Muslim or anything, but it's about the fact that they also are looking for one who is competent. Like when we did our rally in Katsina, when I was speaking to the people, all I needed to ask them, who is the current president? Where is he from? What religion does he practice? Has that helped you in any way? Hasn't that thrown you into so much trouble? And so the fact that we've had this bad governance, we've had the corruption, we have the insecurity that has increased over time under Buhari, has ensured that people are no longer looking the way they would have looked at 4 years ago, and so they are more focused on who is it that will come in and make their life better. So it's good. So whoever is saying that, they either are not reading the handwriting on the wall, or they're not seeing what is happening right now. Remember the last time we were here, a lot of people say we wouldn't even last as long as we have done now, and I said to them, we haven't started, and I'm sure even right now I'm still saying to them, we haven't started, that we see more of us. And the beauty about the the Obideti movement is the fact that there are a lot of people who are in other parties, especially the so-called two major parties, and who feel that some of them will say they are obediently PDP or obediently APC. That as far as when it comes to the presidential candidacy, they're going to go with Peter Obi, but with the other things they will do with their own candidate. And we have a lot more of those who are with us. And it's, what is happening in Nigeria today, it's phenomenal. It's for the first time citizens saying that they want to be in charge, and they are actually doing that, especially the Nigerian youth. I doff my scarf for them or my hat every time, and I'm so proud of them and the things that they're doing. And indeed, the Nigeria that we've known before, it's no longer the way it's going to be. It's no longer business as usual. Right now, it's business unusual, and we're doing this.
But it's the entire focus appears to be on Peter Obi himself just winning the presidency in a country where there are different political sort of strata. You see what I mean? There's the National Assembly, there's the State Assembly, there are the governorship levels, and so on. I mean, the focus just appears to be on Peter Obi himself.
Not really. One of the things that we have said as citizens is that we are going to vote for candidates and not parties. So this is the time to choose across board candidates who have competence, character, capacity, candidates who are patriotic, candidates that are going to work for the Nigerian people and not for their own selfish interests. And so across board, be it the National Assembly, State Houses of Assembly, gubernatorial candidates, we are choosing who are the people who are most competent. And so that's the way it's going to be. So that let's have competent people in office. For a lot of people who come to say that, they feel that Peter Obi, when he gets in, he won't have the National Assembly. And I'm asking them, APC that have had National Assembly to the extent that the National Assembly was called a rubber stamp assembly, what have they done with that in the last 7 years other than to destroy Nigeria? And so what we are focused on is ensuring people with competence, character, capacity, like I said earlier, get in there. And let Nigerians understand that the legislative arm of government is actually the bedrock of democracy. They are the ones with the oversight function. They hold the executive accountable, and they also make laws. And we must not take it lightly. We must ensure that the people that we send to the National Assembly and the state houses of assembly are people who are deserving of our votes and not people who just belong to certain parties. What we've had today, where we have the legislative and both the National Assembly and the state houses of assembly not bothered about the issues happening in Nigeria, is because 99.9% of them know that they wouldn't have gotten the ticket, they wouldn't have won if they had run on other parties. So their parties were voted for. So their allegiance is not to us Nigerians, but to their party and the power brokers. So this is the time for us to change that. This is the time for us as citizens to ensure that we are the ones who are making decisions. We are the ones who are actually electing, not endorsing those that have been selected for us.